Here are the 5 most common mistakes beginners make when building their characters in D&D. 5. The bad backstory. Now, you've probably heard that your backstory shouldn't be too long, and this is true. The best backstories are simple. Your uncle is shot, boom, Spider-Man. Your parents are shot, boom, Batman. Someone makes the worst quesadilla in the world, boom, you got Taco Bell. But there's more here than just keeping it simple. In truth, a good backstory needs to do 2 things. 1. Give you a reason to go adventuring with the party. 2. Give you a name. Any name, it doesn't matter. So your backstory could be that you are a chef who wants to eat every type of food on the planet. You are friendly and trusting and terrified of vegans, and your name is Charles. And that's it. Great backstory. I've seen players create huge backstories, family trees, maps of places that they've been, but never actually given themselves a motivation. All players make a simple backstory about their childhood, but they don't give themselves a reason to adventure with the party. You know, an in-character excuse to play the game. If you have those 2 things, literally anything else can work. You can even be evil if you want, but you absolutely must have a reason to work with and cooperate with the other player characters. You're an evil demon who tries to kill everyone they see. That's a bad character. You're an evil demon who wants to kill everyone they see at first, but has the emotional intelligence to form bonds of friendship? That's an awesome concept, with some real potential for character growth and cool storytelling. Remember, backstories are there to help you. They are not a 300-page homework assignment you need to complete before you even get to play the game. Which actually brings us to the next point. 4. The Locked In Fallacy. We all know that realistic characters grow and change over time, but also, so do you. After a few sessions of hanging out as your character, you will naturally start to imagine their history and their future in your spare time. You'll realize it makes sense that your father was a sailor, and your mother was an e-girl charging 5 gold a pop for a sexy message via the sending spell. Your character and backstory will naturally grow as you play. People forget this, but you can change stuff. It's completely allowed. Just mention it to your DM. Just say, hey, I think I want to go in a different direction instead. New players might be more used to games like Mass Effect, where once you've chosen your class at the start of the game, you're locked in for the rest of the journey. If you get to level 3 and you're not connecting with your subclass or class or even your race, just change it. I knew a guy who was playing a fighter who eventually got bored, so he and the DM cooked up this epic twist where in a fight with a vampire, he killed it, absorbed its soul, which withered his body and gave him magic powers. Boom! He swapped his strength and charisma scores and became a Hexblade Warlock. And another option you always have is to swap out your characters temporarily. Send your main character on holiday. While they're on holiday, replace them with another character for 3 months to stretch your legs with a different playstyle. The beauty of this game is you are never locked in, not even to your stats. Oh god, we've got to talk about stats. 3. The ability score myth. We all know there are 6 stats in D&D: strength, dexterity, wisdom, intelligence, charisma, and thickness. Luckily for new players, the guides to the class you choose will tell you which stats you should prioritize. But the big mistake a lot of new players make is taking their stats literally. And this is going to blow your mind. A lot of experienced players do this too. Let's say you play a wizard. Wizards need high intelligence to function. Their attack rolls and saving throws are all based off intelligence. It might sound really funny to play a wizard with low intelligence, but in terms of actual gameplay, that would suck because your character couldn't do anything. Unfortunately, you need high intelligence. It's a hard lesson to learn, but beginners, you just have to roleplay wizards who are smart. Except, of course you don't. That's dumb. This is D&D. If you want to be a stupid wizard, be one. I mean, sure, invest highly in intelligence, so mechanically speaking, you can still play the game, but in terms of roleplay, honey, you roleplay the stupidest goddamn wizard you dare. I have a master's degree. I spent 6 years in higher education. Some of my best friends are high intelligence people who, I swear to God, are some of the dumbest motherfuckers you'd ever meet. If you want to be an intelligent barbarian, despite dumping your intelligence stats, go for it. You can still be knowledgeable, insightful, and eloquent. The intelligence score is there to tell you how good your character is at arcana checks, but playing an intelligent character, well, that's completely up to how you want to play. 2. Worrying about roleplay. Okay, time for the sappy music. Roleplay can be scary. Acting is not something most of us are used to. Sometimes we play D&D with people we don't know too well, and that can bring up very understandable anxieties around performing. Okay, now time for a slap of reality. This is your game. You can roleplay as much or as little as you like. Ignore every Reddit thread you've ever seen praising DMs who force people to roleplay. New players can get really caught up on accents or not knowing what to say, and that's totally normal. Roleplay is not something you can force. It's gotta be something you want to do, and that means it has to be optional. Any anxiety you feel about performing or roleplaying, I want you to stop and leave it behind. D&D is a complicated game, so start off by making it as simple as you can. Don't worry about your accent. Don't worry about speaking in character if you find that intimidating. Instead, speak in third person. Just say, my character asks the merchant if he's heard any rumors. That's totally fine. Nobody is going to judge you. As you get more comfortable with the game and your character, you will naturally start to unlock their voice. Remember that Critical Role and Dimension 20, these are entertainment shows. Although it is still D&D, these people are performers first, and their job is to entertain us, and they're really good at it. But you're playing D&D for yourself, not to entertain an audience, so let go of any pressure to perform your character. You deserve to come to a session excited and happy to play, not feeling stressed out. This is a really common mistake, and something that can even frighten new players off trying D&D altogether. Roleplay skills are learned. You're not born with them. Maybe your 95-year-old bisexual kobold bard picks up an accent across the campaign, but he doesn't have to. It's your choice. 1. Building in secret. This is maybe the biggest mistake in D&D, and a lot of experienced players do this too. This all comes from a simple misunderstanding. New players see that the DM is controlling the monsters, and well, the monsters are the bad guys, right? So they think, well, I'm gonna keep a few tricks up my sleeve. No need to tell the DM about this epic 420 combo I'm planning, because then the monsters will know about it, and maybe they'll be prepared. But there are two main problems here. Firstly, if you prepare a powerful combo to war crime slaughter all your enemies, it might catch the DM off guard. Worst case scenario, if you have a bad or an anxious DM, they might actually get angry. They might instantly ban the combo, which is boring for everyone. They might even get vengeful and try to punish you for trying it, which is terrible DMing, but sadly, it can happen. You probably have an awesome DM who wouldn't react in those ways, but even if you do, you're still putting them in a more challenging situation than if you'd told them about the combo. We're all friends at the table. We want everyone to have the most fun possible. Instead of keeping it secret, say to your DM, hey, this build is a cool idea and I want to do it. That lets them understand what you're aiming to do so they can set you up for your heroic moment, and also lets them prepare some challenges for you so it doesn't get too easy. Even better, if the DM knows what you're trying to achieve, they can help you achieve it. If your dream is to pull off a badass paladin hexblade sorcerer who multi-attacks and then quicken casts green flame blade for massive damage, well, that kind of requires you to be at least level 11. But if you told your DM, hey, this is my dream, they can say, fuck yeah, let's homebrew you up a magic item that lets you quicken cast cantrips and get you there 5 levels sooner. The DM's job is to make sure everyone, including themselves, is having fun. And you can only help them by communicating your aspirations for your character. Remember, powerful builds and combos have nothing to do with player versus DM philosophy. But if you try to sneak these into games to beat your DM, you are running the risk of transforming it into more of a toxic, antagonistic relationship, which is no fun for anyone. Communication is king, and it makes the game and your already awesome character even more awesome. Remember to check out the DM's Secret Weapon on Patreon. It's got a ton of new races, subclasses, maps, adventures, and loads more. Join today to get 4 full magazines and a bonus adventure right away. That is $60 worth of content for just $10. Also remember to like and subscribe, check out other videos on the channel, and I'll see you next time.